So finally, I had my invite available for the Steam machine. Hopefully you can focus on that. It's actually a lot heavier, so try not to drop it and damage it. But yes, this is the device I've been looking forward to the most over the past few years, and it is finally here. I have some thoughts. This isn't a full review. This is just my maybe 3 to 4 days using this as I guess one of my main gaming rigs. I still use my PC behind me. I have some thoughts, but let's get into it in this video. If you want more Steam machine coverage though, then do me a solid, subscribe to the channel. I want to do deep dives into every aspect of this, like I do the Steam Deck, and we'll have more Steam Deck coverage as well later down the line. So stick around. If you love Linux as well, I'd love to have you as part of the crew. Cheers. So first things first, when this arrived, well, the invite system is terrible. Let's not laugh and joke about it. The invite system is a little bit terrible. I do think Valve have been fairly good at getting invites out there. The invite took a little while to arrive. Luckily, one of my friends had an invite waiting for them, so I just snuck in line and got his purchase. So I've had this since, I want to say last Friday was the payment came through, or when it started shipping. Whenever this video goes live, it's about 3 or 4 days afterwards. It arrived at my door. It took me a little while to open it. I was a little bit trepidatious about it, I guess. I already have the Steam controller, so I didn't care about that. But the unboxing experience was really, really impressive. It's a fully recycled box. You see that it's in a nice, I guess, fabric sleeve. Looks great. As soon as it's out of the box, you only have a HDMI cable, power cables. You have your European and US ones if you want them. I'm glad that Valve has bundled them in, so you can take this anywhere. It's effectively a global model. That's great. Setup process. As I say, 2 cables. I unplugged my PC behind me, and as you can see, the PC I have, I'm a small form factor guy, so the small form factor PC I have is probably one of the smallest off-the-shelf options that most people will buy. It's a Fractal Terra, and it's almost, I'd say, almost 3 times the size. So it instantly was apparent to me how small the Steam machine is. This is about as big, I think, as a GameCube. I don't have a GameCube to compare directly to, but that is one of the biggest bonuses for me. One of the reasons why I really wanted one of these. It is tiny. It's very dense though, so it's a really quite heavy box, little tiny box. It'll fit in practically any situations. As you can see on my desk, it doesn't take up hardly any space whatsoever, which is really, really good. The setup process, exactly the same as the Steam Deck. You just scan a QR code, you're logging into Steam, job's a good one. I've predominantly been using this in big picture mode, and I have a secondary display. The downside here is that my current secondary display is actually powered by USB-A through my PC input peripherals at the back. Sorry, I could be getting that wrong. Just bear with me. There's a lot of thoughts percolating around my head. Basically, that's plugged into the back of my PC, and it draws enough power to keep the screen powered on. When you first set up the Steam machine, a secondary monitor will not work unless you go into the actual desktop mode. For most people, it's going to be sat at a TV, so that secondary monitor option is probably not worth it. I will be testing it in the next couple of weeks as a desktop machine, just running Linux, running SteamOS. It was really nice to see that launch and show SteamOS on screen as well when it's doing some updates. But the setup process, super, super simple. Here's where I think there's something that maybe nobody seems to have been talking about online. If, like me, you are buying this to go under a TV and you already have a Steam Deck, basically the Steam machine is a bridge to TV gaming for your Steam Deck, and you have an SD card, a microSD card. I don't know why no one's mentioned this. You can unplug that and plug it straight into the front of the Steam machine, and all of your games that are stored on the Steam Deck will be available straight away. This absolutely blew my mind. So effectively, I had no games on the machine, or I was downloading some, and I thought, do you know what, let me get the SD card out and see what happens. They were there instantly. This could be absolutely huge for game library sharing. For instance, you go to a friend's house and they have some games available to them, plug it in. I don't necessarily know how that works with the fact that they have a different Steam library to you, but that's by the by. We'll test it in future. It was phenomenal. I don't think I've had a kind of an experience like this with any console ever. You can potentially share games with your Steam Deck and your Steam machines wherever you happen to be. You don't necessarily have to have a static library in the same way. You don't have to wait for things to download. You don't have to do streaming. It's just there locally. Now, I don't know why Valve didn't make such a big deal of this. Most of us are going to have some form of handheld gaming device. If it is a Steam Deck, why not sell that as part of a key feature set? I don't know. I'm here to tell you it's phenomenal. It blew my mind up. It blew my mind straight away. On top of that, if you want to download things, I don't have my machine wired. The download speeds are very good. I do think the Wi-Fi card in this device is very, very solid, reliable. I have gigabit internet. I think I can get about 1.3 down in my office here. I'm getting about 600 to 700 in the corner of my office, which is a notorious dead spot. I do have aerials and kind of dongles to try and improve the signal with my gaming PC. So yeah, that was very, very impressive. It's getting download speeds comparable to that without having an external dongle to kind of bridge the signal. Another bonus. So I was happy with that. Downloading big games. I have the 512 gig model. So for me, I'll probably offload games here and there. So that's a definite benefit if you are like me and you don't want to upgrade. It's exorbitantly expensive to upgrade the drive on this now. Then I think it might be something to bear in mind. You do have pretty darn good Wi-Fi strength and connection capabilities with the Steam machine. As for the initial performance, it feels lightning. It feels so much faster than the Steam Deck. And I'm comparing it to that. I think that's the fairest way to do it. In comparison to my PC, the boot times are faster, which was very, very interesting. My PC's fairly competent in comparison to this, probably double the power. It's set to 1080p out of the box. I didn't have to change any settings there. I fiddled around with some things, downloaded an update, and we were ready to go. But as an out-of-the-box experience goes, I thought it was very, very good. I know some people have some different opinions of that, but for me, just plug in the controller, follow the on-screen instructions, and I had everything ready to go once I put that SD card in as well, probably in about 10 minutes, which is very, very good from unboxing to get it in the machine, getting the machine on your desk plugged in. It was amazing. I do like the fact that it's very simple once you have the controller, power it on, power it off. My monitor, when I put it on my desk behind me, doesn't have HDMI-C, so it won't power on the screen as well. And I have to, yeah, it's not perfect, but I do think if you have it on a TV, which I will be doing very, very soon, I haven't had the opportunity to go set it up downstairs in my living room, but there's a lot of things here I'm really enjoying in terms of the core experience, like using the Steam Deck. It just seems to fit into your life a little bit better than maybe going and sitting at a desk and launching into desktop mode. It's great. I do like the fact that they've stuck with that here. They could have gone into a desktop mode from the very get-go. I do need to do that to unlock some of the emulation capabilities. I think this is one of the things that, again, nobody really seems to be talking about with the Steam machine compared to other devices out there. So I can set up my gaming PC to be an emulation machine, but it's going to live in my office. So going out of my way to sit in my office to play old games is not really necessarily that fun. When this is under a TV, and in tandem with that SD card option, I think the fact that you will have probably one of the most capable emulation boxes in a device of this size is genuinely unrivaled. The power draw, the size, the controller, it works like a console. You can put everything into Steam's big picture library. I don't really think there's going to be many things like this out there, save spending time and effort setting up a Raspberry Pi to do this, and you therefore have the issues of the lack of power, and that becomes a problem in and of itself. There are loads and loads of things I want to delve into here. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment sections below. I do want to answer as many questions as humanly possible. This is just the first few days of me using this on and off. I haven't been intently doing so. Obviously, work gets in between, but I've been playing games here and there, and the experience has been very good. It isn't obviously going to be as good as my gaming PC, and I didn't expect it to be. This is just a bridge for me to play games that I would ordinarily play sat behind me on the TV downstairs, get into my backlog, maybe not use the Steam Deck, as much as I would have done previously. I really do think there's an opportunity as well for this to be a travel machine for some people. It's so small that you can, like say, plug it into a TV in a hotel if you're willing to do that. It's heavy, like I say, but it will fit in a bag. There's a lot of things here that have really struck me that wasn't made of. A lot of people, when they reviewed this or had these pre-release units, they didn't talk about. I still can't believe there's so many little intricacies to delve into. The lights at the front are incredible. There's going to be, Dbrand have started releasing some skins for this. Sadly, the companion cube's not available, so I guess I have an heirloom. But yeah, let's get into it with the Steam machine. Really excited, really happy with this. It has wowed me in a lot of ways so far, and I didn't expect that. Maybe I kind of believed the negativity, and now I'm in a positive frame of mind. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but let me spend it, let me waste it and test it and give you some lowdown, as I say, in the coming weeks. But thanks for watching. A little bit jumbled thoughts. I've got a lot going on up here. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon.